Hi, this is Rose from Loopingly Made. Thank you for joining me on this tutorial. We will be making the trimming, or you can say edging for this corner to corner crochet mesh shawl. This mesh stitch is a very simple thing to do by just tweaking uh, one thing. And you can find this tutorial on my blog via the link in the description box. Now the poppy flowers, you don't need that much yarn to make them by just using a 50-gram ball. One 50-gram ball of yarn of each color will be enough for these poppy flowers. You just split them in two and use for the shawl. So, choose the colors that you like for them. But for the white or the off-white, you will need a lot more of that. In the description box, you will find a list of materials and how much yarn you need to work with. Right? So you will need this chart to make this shawl. Uh, as long as you know how to do the corner to corner crochet, you know how to change colors and the mesh stitch technique, which you will find on my blog. There is a link to that. And you can print out this chart, which you will also find on my blog. Just check the description box for all of that information. And we will make the trimming, the edging together in this video tutorial. And the yarn I'm using is fingering weight yarn. So if you want to use a heavier yarn weight, you can do that. Just note that you will have a much larger shawl at the end of the project. For this pattern, I use a 3mm hook because that's what works best with the yarn for this project. You can as well, like I said, use a heavier yarn weight and an appropriate hook. Okay, so don't be limited to using a thinner yarn. Just know that if it's a heavier weight yarn, you're going to have a larger shawl. So to start the edging, okay, we will join our yarn. When you follow this pattern, you will be ending on the opposite side. Okay, so you know that the opposite side, you turn to the opposite side and then join yarn in the first double crochet there. Join the yarn. And now we will chain 3. Stands as 1 double crochet, and we will make 6 double crochets into the same stitch where we joined from. So 6 double crochets in here. Okay, so now we have 7 double crochets in the first stitch. So we will keep doing double crochets across. So into the space here, we will be working into spaces now, in the spaces in between the stitches, not directly into the stitch. And this in the gap between these 2 double crochets. Make 1 double crochet in there. In the next gap, another double crochet. And then in the gap, double crochet. Now we have this brick. This is the brick. We will make 2 double crochets here. Okay, 2 double crochets through the first space between the DCs. That's done. Now in this gap here, double crochet. So into the gaps we're making 1 double crochet, and the next gap, double crochet. So we have a brick here, 1 double crochet, 1 C2C block. So we make 2 double crochets in through the first spaces between the double crochets. So we're going to repeat this all the way down to this point, and then I'll show you how to work your stitches in here. So just keep repeating 1 double crochet into each space, and when you are on a C2C block, make 2 double crochets through the spaces between 2 DCs. Now that we are at the bottom, in this space here, we will make 3 double crochets. And in the next space between the double crochets, we will make 4 double crochets. We will continue to repeat all we've been doing on this side. Now this is a C2C block, 2 double crochets. Double crochet in between each space. Two double crochet in C2C block. We repeat that across double crochet, and then another double crochet in the space here, in the space between these two double crochets. And 7 double crochets into the stitch through the loops of the stitch. Finish off with new yarn color. Turn. Chain 1. Single crochet in the first stitch, chain 5, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next, chain 5, skip 3 stitches, single crochet in the next, chain 5, skip 3 stitches, single crochet in the next. We're going to repeat this all the way down, all the way down to this point. At the end of row 2, make a single crochet into the last stitch and chain 1, turn. Now make a single crochet into the first stitch, chain 5, single crochet into the chain 5 space, chain 5 again, single crochet into the chain 5 space. So we'll keep repeating this all the way down to the shawl. Now that we're at the center, the bottom of the shawl, we will work into the center right there. We'll make 1 single crochet, chain 5, and then 1 single crochet into the same space. So now we're just going to continue making chain 5 and single crochet into chain 5 space all the way to the end of the row. So we will be making a single crochet into the last stitch on the row. So you make a single crochet into a single crochet. Now we're working row 4, and at the bottom center of the shawl, we're going to make the same thing we made on row 2. After you chain 5, in the space, in the center space at the bottom, we will make 2 single crochets, chain 3, and 2 single crochets. So now we're just going to repeat chain 5 and single crochet into chain 5 space. Repeat that across the row. So we end the row with another chain 5 and single crochet into the last stitch on the row. So finish off your last stitch by joining color A for the next 2 rows. That's rows 5 and 6. After joining, you chain 3 and turn. Now we're going to make 3 double crochet into the first chain 5 space. In the next chain 5 space, we'll make 4 double crochets. We will repeat the sequence 4 double crochets into each chain 5 space. Repeat that up to the bottom, up to the last chain 5 space at the side here. Now we make 2 double crochets into the first stitch, and then double crochet into each stitch all the way to the bottom of the shawl. And now we make 7 double crochet into the middle stitch. And then we continue to make a double crochet into each stitch. So in the top of chain 3 here, we will make 3 double crochets. Finish off the last double crochet with color B. Chain 1 and turn. Then single crochet into the first stitch. Now we'll be repeating everything we did on these rows. We'll chain 5, skip 3 stitches this time around, and then single crochet. Chain 5, skip 3 stitches, single crochet in 4th. Chain 5, skip 3 stitches. So we will just continue this. So skip 3 stitches, and then in the middle stitch we will do 1 single crochet, chain 5, and 1 single crochet into the same stitch. So continue to chain 5, skip 3 stitches, and single crochet into the 4th stitch. Repeat that all the way to the last stitch here. So our last stitch here will be done our last single crochet will be done into the chain 3 space, into the top of the chain 3. Chain 1, turn. Single crochet in the first stitch, chain 5, single crochet and chain 5 space. So we're going to repeat chain 5 and single crochet into chain 5 space. Repeat that over. Two single crochets, chain 3, two single crochets, chain 5, single crochet and chain 5 space. Single crochet into the last stitch. Chain 1 and turn. We'll repeat what we've done for this row. Row 7. We'll repeat row 7. Single crochet into chain 5 space. So repeat that. Chain 5 single crochet into chain 5 space. In the middle stitch here at the bottom, we'll make one single crochet, chain 5, one single crochet. Now we'll make the last chain 5 and single crochet into the last stitch here. Now we're done with our shawl. So now you're just going to weave in all the tails, weave in all the ends. After you weave in your ends, you have to block the shawl. So you keep weaving in all the tails until you're done with everything. And block your shawl. It's important to block the shawl so that you can, so that the creases will straighten out, and this mesh will also stretch out. Now once you're done weaving in all the tails, do not forget to block your shawl. Thank you for joining me on this tutorial, and if you are new to corner crochet, I have all the tutorials on how to do the corner to corner crochet and how to change colors in the link in the description. So check in description for the links on the tutorials for C2C and color changing. And for the mesh stitch, there's also a link to my blog Loopingly Made on how to make the mesh corner to corner crochet. This is a very simple thing to do by just tweaking one thing. So check out that tutorial and go ahead and make your poppy cluster shawl. Thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you in my next. God bless you.